is Starry Ari's ASMR. I am Ari, and today in this video, I just want to do some fabric sounds with this very lovely, fluffy pillow. Just do some general scratching and rubbing on the fabric. I think it's been a little while since I last did one of these fabric sounds videos, so I thought it was time for me to kind of sit down and do another one. I just kind of chit-chat and ramble about whatever pops into my head. This is a very lovely, soft, fluffy white throw pillow. And as you can see here, it does have a bit of a pattern. There are all of these diamonds that are in lines, and it almost gives it this chevron look with kind of arrows going this way, arrows going this way. And it is very, very soft. And I actually picked up 2 of these pillows while I was thrift shopping, and they were perfect because I had wanted some white, fluffy throw pillows like this. And I was walking through the shop and just kind of chatting with the worker as she was putting stuff out on the floor to be sold, and I saw that these 2 pillows were in her cart to be put away. She had just tagged them to be sold, and I asked her, are those for sale? Because I would love to buy them. And she was like, yes, we actually just got them in. And they were very, very, white. There were no real stains on them, which I was really surprised by. And when I took them home, I did a nice deep clean, just because I'm always a little bit wary of bringing home fabric things from thrift stores. But I did a nice deep clean and soaked them in the tub, and they didn't really have, much dirt to get rid of anyways, but I just wanted to make sure they were nice and extra clean before actually setting them up anywhere in our home. And I think I got 2 of these for $10. I think that's what the price was. And I was very happy to pay that price. Thought that was a pretty good deal for some quite large throw pillows that were in really, really good condition. And so I got these ones, I think maybe back in December. And then we did some cute little Christmas photos around the tree with my husband, myself, and my dog. We wanted to do some family photos for our Christmas cards. And so I set up a cute little picture backdrop with some blankets and pillows at the base of our Christmas tree. I used these pillows. They matched really nicely with our Christmas tree skirt, and I had a buffalo plaid scarf scarf kind of draped over them, but it was a really big, it's like a huge chunky scarf, so not chunky, but it's like a very large scarf, so it looked like a blanket. I had it draped over the pillows. And these pillows have this pattern on this side. You can see if I move my hands in one direction, it kind of fluffs up all of the fabric. And then if I move my hands in the other direction, it kind of flattens it all out again. But on the other side of the pillow, it is just white and fluffy. Does not have any pattern on it, but it is so soft. These pillows are very, very soft. I really like fluffy pillows and blankets like this because it's really nice to just run my hands over them, and they just feel really nice and pleasant on my hands. It's like I'm petting a really soft, fluffy dog. I would say in the deep winter when my dog is at her fluffiest, because she's a husky, her undercoat feels like this. It's so soft and fluffy. It helps keep her warm. And then her top coat is also really soft, but it's a little bit more coarse. So dogs like her have two different types of fur. I mean, they might have more, but largely they have an undercoat and an overcoat. But her undercoat, if you push past the top layers of fur, this is what that feels like. It's very, very soft and keeps her nice and warm in the cold temperatures. That's why huskies are so happy to be out in the freezing cold, and she gives no care whatsoever that me and my husband are not built for that weather the same way she is. She doesn't understand why she can't just stay outside for hours on end, and why we need to go inside so that we don't freeze. I also really wanted to film a bit with these nails. I just filmed a Bath & Body Works haul with some hand soaps, and I put these nails on today to film, and they really make me feel like a Greek goddess or something with the gold. I feel very, very fancy with these nails. And I thought that they would be very pretty against the white backdrop of the pillow. And these nails I just picked up at the Dollar Tree. And I always like to kind of look at the nails that they have every time I go into the Dollar Tree, which isn't too often, but I feel like every time I'm there I do pick up an extra pack of nails that I hadn't seen before. But the thing with the Dollar Tree is that they usually only have like 12 nails in the set. And so there are only usually, 2 repeats, if there are repeats, for sizes. And so I do usually have to get a little bit creative and figure out which fingers will work for slightly different sizes. And I could just get 2 packs of the nails, but then I have way more extra than I need when I know that I could probably just make do with what's in the single pack. But there was one time when I picked up this really adorable set of nails that was kind of brown, and I wore it in the fall. It was the nails that I wore kind of around Thanksgiving. They were really, really cute, and I got them from the Dollar Tree, and I wanted to go back and pick up another set of them because I knew that I wanted to glue them for Thanksgiving break because we were traveling, and I didn't want to just have them with the sticky tabs like I do right now, just because I wanted to make sure they were really secure with glue. So I wanted an extra pack to bring with me just in case something happened, like maybe one broke off or fell off or whatever, And I went back and they didn't have any more of that pack. So I've kind of learned that if there's a set that I really like, I should probably just pick up 2 packs of it. And they're cheap enough. They're $1.25 now. But $2.50 for a good full set of press-on nails with extras. Like, that's a pretty good price. And they're not always the best quality. Like, these ones are pretty, plasticky, but I think that they're still cute, I like to have options like this for when I'm just feeling something a little bit extra. But if I was to get a style like this in a more expensive brand, I think they would easily be, $10, $15. And that's for like the mid-range brands, not even if I'm getting, Glamnetic or something. I'm sure there are other much higher priced press-on nail brands that I just don't know because it's not something I typically shop for in my price range. I think I'm gonna flip this back over to this side a bit. I like the pattern in this one. All of the little arrows. But it is nice to have the option to either have this pattern or be able to flip it over and just have it be a nice kind of flat, fluffy pillow in case you have other decorative pillows with a pattern that might clash. But I do like that this is a pretty neutral pattern. It's a little, geometric. Kind of looks like chevron like I was saying earlier. But it is an interesting pattern. And you can kind of see it going in multiple directions because you can see arrows here if you're looking just this way. But then if you look this way, you can see arrows going this direction. So it kind of zigzags. I've been using these pillows as little decorative pillows on a side chair and a little like storage ottoman stool in our office room, so that in Zoom calls the background is kind of nice and cute and decorative. We've got some nice shelves and fake plants and a nice lamp all in the background so that it all kind of looks nice and professional, but also, well decorated. And I like these pillows to have on the armchair back there and on the little storage ottoman, just to make it look a little bit more cozy. I am a big fan of throw pillows and throw blankets. We have so many throw blankets. And I think every Christmas or birthday we get some more. I just really like to be cozy, and even in the summer my husband gets quite warm, and so usually we will have our air conditioning running and I get a little chilly. But I figure I can just bundle up a little bit and use some blankets, because I would rather my husband and our husky be comfortable. Especially when I can just, put on a sweatshirt or something. I am looking forward to kind of spring weather. We had a very, very chilly winter. And we actually had maybe a week or two of some really nice weather up in the 60s, and I even wore shorts one day because it was 68 degrees. So for my dog's walk I was wearing my workout shorts, which was wild to be able to do in March. And then we kind of know that there's usually a false spring in the Pacific Northwest, and it's really nice and beautiful, and it tricks you into thinking that you're actually in spring. And then we get some more winter weather, and that is exactly what happened. So you might be able to hear it outside right now, but we actually have a windstorm going on. And it is very, very cold, very strong winds. It's been back around freezing temperatures at night. So we were not fully tricked this year with the beautiful weather, because we were like, I think this is only going to last a week or two, and then we're going to get some more winter weather. And lo and behold, here we are. Longer days have definitely been nicer, though. I just feel like my mood is just so much better at the end of the day when there's just more daylight. So that's really been quite lovely. Just coming out of a really, really dark, cold winter. I think that I am going to call it here Thank you so much for watching. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day.